2008 is where we're going to go back to for the deep dive this morning. It was the first of the Hawks' 4 flags through that era, the first for Alistair Clarkson. What an upset this was. Geelong were 23 wins and 1 loss through this season, and somehow they choked, in a sense, you'd have to say, with their goal kicking and lost this game. The unlosable, I thought, and what a famous victory it was for Hawthorn through this period. You see the score, Hawthorn, Stewie Dew just lit it up in the third quarter. They had some huge moments. Don't forget Trent Crode hurting his foot early in the game. They were 1 down. Stewie Dew kicks another one. And suddenly Cameron Mooney missed a huge goal on half-time, and Lance Buddy Franklin, who was well held by Matty Scale, kicks this one, and you thought the Hawks are home through this period. So it was a phenomenal game. Luke Hodge won the first of his Norm Smith medals. Croft is what I'm talking about in the aftermatch after the siren. It was amazing. Sam Mitchell there, a premiership captain, and phenomenal win for the Hawks, and one that got away for Geelong. And I usually do mark and goal of the year next, Kane, but because I did goal of the year, which was me last week, I'm a bit embarrassed that I'd be going back to the well with me winning another award. So over to you, Kane. Over to you. No, I don't want to make it about me. Over to you, Kane.
He doesn't want to make it about him, so he asked me if I could do the goal and mark of the year this time. And last week he won the goal of the year. This time it is the mark of the year for that absolute hanger in round 14.
If you rate the Jezeliko mark, do you rate that?
I rate that one. Yeah, I like the landing. Just a bit of extra sort of expression on the landing. Just made it look a little bit better than what it was, with a flop on the ground at the end. Look, he tells you.
I'll tell you what I said after it.
What are you saying there?
You've always wanted to be on a footy card. Now you'll probably be on one.
What a player Leon Davis was. So love this. I mean, the effort to turn the footy over against Des Headland, the one-hand pick up, and look at that. I mean, there was nothing else on his mind other than kicking that goal. So sometimes you get a goal of the year winner that's not worthy, like last week that we had in 2007. That one was absolutely worthy.
So you went back to the goal square and you looked up at the screen and said, "Congratulations, you're going to be on a footy card."
Yes,
did you?
I did.
what was Alistair Nicholson's response to that?
I can't say it on television. Yeah, I can't say it. Oh, he was filthy.
Really?
Yeah.
Adam Cooney won the Brownlow medal that year, and he beat Simon Black by 1 vote. 2008. He averaged 24 disposals a game for the Bulldogs, and this is the year the Bulldogs really broke out, and they're playing some good footy. There's Rodney Eade there, and one of the funnier interviews to win the Brownlow medal, and he highlighted the fact that he proposed to his girlfriend with a burger ring, and she said yes, so he was very happy.
Yep, he was. The last player to kick 100 goals in a season happened in this year, 2008, and that was Lance Buddy Franklin. I mean, just what a play. Will it ever happen again, Damo? You've done it.
I don't think it will, no. It's why we're looking at the Centurions at the moment.
You never think it'll happen again?
Well, look at the leader now. They're in the 40s, aren't they? It's and we're up to around 15 games of footy. That'll be the last 100 goal kick with the way the coaches are now coaching the game, and it's worthy of being celebrated as that was.
The humour factor of Alistair Clarkson this night, because Brendan Favola was on 99, so Franklin gets his 100, then Fev goes to 99. Then Alistair Clarkson put 3 to 4 players behind the football. Now, they've won the game. Yeah. Carlton are going no good at this point, so you'd have to think that maybe he'd let Brendan Favola get to his 100th, but 3 to 4 players behind the footy move.
Yeah, well, I was actually out there, so at three-quarter time, Fev basically just interrupted the coach and said, "Look, boys, just get into me at all costs, and we tried everything we could, but I think Hodgie was just falling back in front of Fev the whole time, and there was probably 2 others as well, so it was quite extraordinary from Alistair Clarkson to really park the bus and deny Fev, and Fev's still filthy.
He's still filthy. Murph, 2008 was also the year of one of the worst on-field incidents we've ever seen. It's still hard to look at this when you see Barry Hall swing that right fist back into the face, or the forearm into left fist, actually, into Brent Staker. Copped a 7-week ban for it.
What?
It's as bad as we've seen.
What would he get now, you think, Dano?
I think he'd probably get a dozen now, I reckon. And I'm surprised he didn't get more at the time as well. But again, anything could have happened out of that as to what happened to Brent Staker.
And Murph, it was a big move also. Talk us through when Chris Judd joined Carlton.
Yeah, so we're actually in Carbo on footy trip, and I was with Josh Kennedy at the time, and there was murmurs of Chris Judd signing or wanting to come over to Carlton, and we both thought we might have been a chance to both go over there together, but luckily enough for me, I didn't get to move across, but Josh Kennedy obviously went across with pick 3 and pick 20. It was, a bit of it was a huge moment for the whole football club, because Juddy came obviously to the football club and had enormous professionalism and just being an absolute superstar. So someone I always looked up to as a younger bloke, and to be able to play with him was awesome. And obviously I went no good there trying to protect it. But
Ragdoll there.
Got absolutely ragdolled by Chad Fletcher. But yeah, it was huge for the football club. But yeah, unfortunately for us, Juddy can't keep playing, but Josh Kennedy's still going and kicking 5 last week.
He's kicked on, Juddy. $12 million house in Brighton with the world's smallest pool. Like $12 million, and it is like a plunge pool. You've seen it, Murph. It's small, isn't it?
It is small, but it's quite disappointing for an estate of what
it doesn't fit in, does it?
Juddy's place.
I played in a game against Richmond in this season, obviously round 16, and Joel Bowden did this, and I'd never seen anything like it. So we're down by 6 points. There's 18 seconds to go, and Joel just wouldn't kick the footy, so he kept rushing the ball through. So there's 1 point, 10 seconds to go, and this one got even worse. And watch the venom from the Essendon supporters in the crowd. They're alert to what he's doing, just running the clock down. So it was within the rules there. So 9 seconds, you see, he's acting like Kyle comes in, yeah, I'll give them another point. So for the last 18, 20 seconds of the game, there was no ball kicked, and it was ugly. Look at the crowd behind the goals. You hated seeing that, and that's where the rule has changed for the better.
Changed on the back of that game.
That can never happen again, yeah.
That too. The Hall of Fame tribute match, Llordo, the 150th year.
I found this amazing. So they had the players all could run out, and you'd go, OK, number 1, Ryan O'Keefe, number 9, Jonathan Brown. So this was one where, it was a famous game. Favola kicked 8 goals and won the medal on the big stage. It was just a star-studded game. Kane, you played, and everyone wanted to be part of it, didn't they? Yeah,
it was awesome. It was honestly one of the better weeks that I've had. Here's me just lacing out Buddy. He likes his laces out there, so I just made sure that they were facing the right way for Buddy. No, it was a great week spent with the best players in the competition, and had a good time. It was one of the career highlights. Did you play?
No, I missed out. Just didn't get selected. Bradshaw and Brown and Febb were in better form than I was, so missed out on the game. But what I've loved about is, so a player would run out, they'd read out the name, and a massive roar would go out. So this is no lie. This is what happened when Kane Cornes ran out.
Number 18, Kane Cornes.
That is not.
That's real. That's real audio.
Stitch me up.
I swear, hand on heart, that is not doctored.
That is real audio. I love that. The crowd got it right too.
Llordo, comprehension's not Brownie's strongest point either, is it? It was a season where he decided, unbeknownst to us, to celebrate a draw. It happened this week when North Melbourne's Brady Rawlings and Brent Harvey did it, and then the very next week, Brownie finds him. So they were celebrating a draw. For some reason, they thought they'd won, and then you'd think they would have learnt what those two guys did, and then Brownie did the same thing. Brownie, it's a draw, mate.
We're going that bad. The draw was like a win back then. Draw was like a win. I remember Robert Murphy ran the whole length of the field to bump me, but a good edition of Llordo's Deep Dive.